There's one specific behavior women use only when they want you to catch them checking you out, yet almost no men recognize it when it happens. Most guys assume a girl will be obvious if she's interested, but women almost never risk that with someone they genuinely like. Instead, they hide their attraction in incredibly subtle signals. And this one behavior? It's the clearest, boldest sign she's trying to get your attention without ever saying a word. When a woman secretly checks you out, she does it from a place of caution and curiosity at the same time. She wants to look. She wants you to notice. But she also wants to protect herself from embarrassment in case she misreads your interest. So she watches you through little windows of opportunity, tiny cutouts of glances, movements, and reactions that most men would never pick up on unless they knew exactly what they were seeing. And once you understand how intentional these micro behaviors really are, you'll realize how many girls were hoping you'd notice them long before you ever did. Today, you're going to learn that one powerful behavior, along with 9 other signs that reveal when a girl is secretly checking you out. And trust me, the final one is so revealing that once you see it, you'll never miss it again. Before we get into that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all our videos. 1. She timestamps her glances around your movements. Most men assume a girl looks at them at random intervals, but attraction doesn't work like that. When a woman is secretly checking you out, she synchronizes her glances to your actions. She's waiting for tiny moments that give her an excuse to look. You shift your weight? She glances. You adjust your shirt? She glances. You laugh with someone? She glances. You check your watch? She glances. She's not reacting to the action itself. She's reacting to you. These time-stamped glances are a form of psychological camouflage. Women know men are more likely to notice direct staring, so they pair their look with something that already draws your attention. It gives her plausible deniability. If you catch her, she can simply pretend she was reacting to the moment, not you. The key detail is consistency. If every time you do something, even small, her eyes flick toward you, that's not coincidence. You're the stimulus she's tracking. And if you want to test it, make a tiny movement that has no reason to grab anyone's attention, like switching which hand your drink is in or brushing your sleeve. If her eyes respond instantly, she was already watching. 2. She prepares her posture a second before you look up. This is one of the most reliable, and least known, tells of concealed female attraction. When a girl is secretly watching you, she often anticipates the moment you might look back. Women notice micro-movements better than men, so she unconsciously senses that you're about to raise your head or shift your direction. What does she do? She prepares herself. A slight lift of her chin, a smoothing of her features, a subtle untensing of her shoulders, or a gentle straightening of her spine. These aren't big movements. She's not posing like she's on Instagram. It's more like resetting herself to neutral but cute mode, something women instinctively do when they think a guy they like is about to see them. The incredible part is that this preparation happens before your eyes reach her, meaning she was already watching you. If you ever look up and see a girl mid-adjustment, as though she just finished arranging her expression, that's one of the strongest signs she was checking you out moments earlier and didn't want to be caught off guard. Women only prepare for a gaze they want to receive. 3. She uses the object shield glance. One of the biggest misconceptions about attraction is that women will look directly at you. Sometimes they will. But when she actually cares what you think, she hides behind something. Women use objects as shields when they want to look without appearing obvious. Menus, books, bags, laptops, sleeves, glasses, even another person's shoulder. It gives her the illusion of privacy. From her perspective, it reduces the emotional risk. If you notice her staring, she can pretend she was simply looking past you. This behavior comes from the psychology of safe observation. Women feel more comfortable checking out men when they're partially concealed. It lets them study your face, your posture, your hands, your mannerisms, without the vulnerability of an open stare. The trick to spotting this is simple. Watch for a girl who repeatedly peeks from the same spot. If she uses the edge of her phone 3 different times to steal a glance, that's intentional. And the more frequently she chooses the same shield, the more she's been watching you. If she looks away quickly when you shift, even before your eyes reach her, she wasn't checking the room, she was checking you. Quick pause. If you're serious about becoming sharper, more confident, and harder to ignore, comment, upgrade. Let's see who's genuinely building themselves. 4. She resets her facial expression the instant you turn toward her. You know that feeling when you stare at something too long and someone catches you? Women feel that same rush, except amplified. When a woman has been watching you for a few seconds, not just a quick glance, you'll often catch her doing something most guys never notice. She resets her face. It's fast. A flash of blank expression, a micro-smile fading, her eyebrows dropping back to neutral, or her mouth adjusting into a relaxed line. This is her internal panic fix. It's the face she puts on when she's thinking, act natural, act natural. But here's where it gets interesting. The speed of her expression change tells you how long she was looking. The faster the reset, the longer she'd been observing you. Women don't reset their expression when they're people watching casually. They only do it when they were absorbed in looking at one person, you. 5. She exaggerates a tiny movement just enough to make you look at her. This one is incredibly subtle and brilliantly strategic. When a girl wants you to catch her but doesn't want to make the first move, she creates a tiny burst of motion designed to pull your eyes toward her. Think of it like sending out a gentle signal flare, but she won't do anything big. Women who are interested use micro movements. A slightly louder than normal laugh, a deliberate shift of her shoulder, a slow adjustment of her sleeve, a tap of her finger on her glass, a tiny hair tuck, but only near you, not in general. She's not being dramatic, she's creating an attention cue, and the moment you look at her, she'll pretend she didn't orchestrate it. Maybe she'll smile, maybe she won't, but she wanted you to notice her presence. This is the female version of accidentally on purpose. It's not flirting, it's an invitation. 6. She mirrors your scanning pattern. Most people know about mirroring body language, but mirroring scanning patterns is vastly more revealing and almost never discussed. A girl who's secretly checking you out becomes subconsciously tuned to your visual rhythm. Her eyes follow the places yours land. If you scan the room, she scans in a similar direction. If you look to the side, she looks shortly after. If you glance toward a doorway, she does too, almost as though she's syncing her attention with yours. This is not coincidence. Psychologically, mirroring someone's gaze direction is a sign of interest and attunement. It means she has been watching your face often enough to anticipate where your attention is moving. She's studying what interests you because she's interested in you. If you test this by making an unusual glance, like looking at a blank wall, and she still follows, that's attraction, not curiosity. 7. She pretends to refocus when she gets caught. Women don't freeze when they're caught looking. They overcorrect. When a girl likes you and you look back too soon, she panics just a little, and you'll see the classic fake refocus behavior. She squints at her phone like she suddenly remembered something important. She glances down at her drink as if she was checking the ice. She leans toward her friend as if she was about to say something, but then doesn't. She looks at a random object with an exaggerated, "I was definitely looking at this" energy. The fake refocus is one of the strongest signs you caught her mid-checkout. Women don't behave like this around men they find irrelevant. They don't mind being seen people watching casually. But if she's embarrassed, that means she cares. And the more dramatic the refocus, the more invested she actually is. 8. She positions her body so you stay inside her peripheral vision. Women rarely stare head-on at a guy they haven't spoken to yet. Instead, they create angles, literal angles, that let them watch you without turning directly toward you. You'll notice this in how she stands or sits. Her torso faces another direction, but her head is subtly angled toward you. She chooses a seat where she doesn't have to crane her neck to see you. She leans slightly on one hip, not for posing, but to orient her side-eye range. She sits diagonally instead of straight on. This isn't accidental. Women adjust their positioning based on what and who they're observing. Be especially aware of repeated repositioning. If a girl subtly shifts several times in the same direction, always ending up with you in her peripheral window, she's doing it intentionally. Peripheral positioning is the stealth mode of female attraction. It lets her observe your vibe, your movement, your interactions, while pretending she's not paying attention at all. 9. She changes her breathing pattern when you walk by. It sounds strange, but it's incredibly consistent. When a girl is attracted to you and you come physically closer, walking past her, moving through her space, or brushing her shoulder area, her breathing often shifts without her realizing it. A slightly deeper inhale, a longer exhale, a stilling of her chest for a moment, a subtle release of tension afterward. These aren't things she's doing to be sexy. If a woman takes that silent, brief, stabilizing breath when you pass her, it means you affect her more than she wants you to know. And if she glances at you right after the breath, that's confirmation she was already keyed into your presence. 10. She lingers in your exit path instead of your entry path. Most men notice when a girl pays attention to them as they walk into a room, but the girls who are truly interested don't just watch you enter. They position themselves to observe you leave. Why? Because the exit gives her a full, uninterrupted view of you, your posture, your walk, your vibe when you're not scanning the environment, and most importantly, it tells her whether you'll look back at her. A girl who likes you might stand near a doorway longer than necessary, pretend she's tying a shoe or fixing something just as you're leaving, stop to check something on her phone in the exact line of your exit path, angle her body so she can track your movement all the way out. This lingering isn't a coincidence. Women place themselves where they can get the longest possible look at someone they find attractive. If she watches you go, and especially if her eyes stay on you longer than socially expected, she's not just curious. She wanted you to notice her noticing. Up next, discover if you're all she thinks about, or learn how women at work flirt. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.